Hello to you, Canterbury, and welcome to Canterbury Live on Wednesday, the 16th of September. It is a gorgeous morning out there, and wasn't it a fantastic day yesterday? So balmy. I could smell the barbecues happening in the neighbourhood. It was all good, so I hope you had a lovely day. And today could be your birthday, and if it is, many happy returns from the Canterbury Live team. You do share it with a few lovely people. First up, Amy Poehler is an American actress. She's comedian, voice artist, director, producer, writer. Whew, what a CV. She has performed a lot on Saturday Night Live, Inside Out, movie Inside Out, Mean Girls, and great series Parks and Recreation. Very funny lady, and she is 44 today. Next up, Mark Anthony. Yes, he was the husband of Jennifer Lopez. He's an American actor, singer, record producer and television producer. He's also the top-selling tropical salsa artist of all time. Very cool indeed. And he is 47. Next up, I love this lady, love her voice, just so sultry. This is Jennifer Tilly, Canadian-American actress, and she's also a poker player. She won the World Series of Poker Ladies event. Very cool indeed. Film roles have included Made in America, very funny movie, Bound, Bride of Chucky, as you do, but my favourite role of hers was Liar Liar. Yes, very funny indeed. And she, unbelievably, is 57 today. And it is a 2015 photo, just putting it out there. David Copperfield, bit of magic. There he is, looking mighty fine. He probably has had a bit of magic, some sort of magic. As an American illusionist, and he's been described by Forbes as the most commercially successful magician in history. When he's not performing, he manages his chain of 11 islands, as you do, not one, 11 islands in the Bahamas, and he is 59 today. So I dare say there'll be a big party happening in Vegas for his 60th. Rightio, giveaways. The beautiful Ira Mitchell-Kirk was here and has this beautiful painting for your home or your business that you could win. Isn't it just lovely? Would you like to head to the theatre? Well, you can, thanks to the Casanova production team. They have some tickets to go along to their next production, Stitched Up, happening in October. Very cool indeed, at the Heaton Intermediate School. And Hoyt's Movies, thanks to the family there of Hoyt's, some more movie tickets to win any of these prizes. Really simple. All you need to do is go through to our website, ctv.co.nz, and go to our competition page. Really simple. Rightio, coming up on today's show, the wonderful Diane Ramsey joins me from Metropolitan. She's back from holiday with some more treasures. Mark Hadlow, another treasure of Canterbury, is here for Blue September. That's right, gentlemen. The big blue glove is going to come out. Super crafty chickadee Sarah is here with a blue crafty item. Yes, we're painting blue pots. Cool stuff. And sorry, I've got so many allergies. Thank goodness Mark from Stay Well will be here and may have something for me for that. And sailing into the studio will be, of course, Pleasant Point Yacht Club. We have some wonderful pictures. They're doing some great things down there. And is there any time for bling? There's always time for bling. Thanks to West End Jewellers, I head down on location, and the beautiful Bonita Danger Doll will be here with a wonderful song. But first up, it's time to head down to the bottom of the garden for some fairies. Phyllis Brown. Now, I know I gave you a lot of stick last week about the unicorns. I was a bit naughty, but I won't this week. I won't.
No.
Love fairies.
You love fairies.
Oh, they're so cute. They can be cute, and they also can be a little bit naughty.
They can be really naughty. They can be really naughty. Very much in the Celtic folklore, so the whole aspect of fairies. And sort of first written about in the 1600s, where a minister in Aberfoyle in Scotland was kidnapped by a fairy.
Well, it doesn't surprise me they came from Scotland, does it, with you, lovely?
So he was kidnapped by a fairy, and you know he came to his brother-in-law and had this as an apparition to say, you have to, once your child is born, christen him and they will free me. And it's true enough, this boy arrived in the family, but the brother-in-law forgot to do the rest of the spell-breaking process, and he's still revered in Aberfoyle. There is a chair to his name.
No way.
Have been captured by maybe not so nice fairies. But that's the thing about fairies. Fairies are very jovial, they're very naughty, or they're perceived as being naughty. We think about Tinkerbell and Peter Pan.
Oh, she was a little bit naughty, wasn't she? She was a little bit naughty.
And when we think about children today, you know, some some mums out there will say that their daughter or their son has that impish look or that elfish behaviour, where they're just a little bit naughty, a little bit tricksy, mischievous.
Yeah.
And I think that the whole concept of fairies, it's ongoing, right back from the 1600s.
Yeah, they've got some beautiful shots there, some beautiful fairies.
Yeah, yeah.
So why were they brought here?
Why were they brought here? They're really perceived to be here to help us in the elemental kingdom. So the elemental kingdom is our plants, our animals, our woodlands, the minerals, the rocks. So they're here to sustain the planet Earth, if you like. So we as humans, we could be quite destructive. I was watching your previous programme about, deforestation, etc. And the fairies are here to help imbue the land with amazing energy or to make it really productive in terms of growing good, nutritious food. And of course, Findhorn in Scotland is another fabled place where 3 people who were living in a caravan, they had no food, they had nothing, and they were on really quite barren land. And one of the ladies prayed to the fairies to come and help them. So she prayed to the pea fairy, and lo and behold, the pea crop just blossomed. And so she then prayed.
Just quietly, wouldn't you say the fairy, what, for the chicken fairy, the roast chicken, or the fillet beef? I mean, no. A bit bigger than peas.
No, this was it. Findhorn is absolutely renowned. Lots and lots of books written about Findhorn. Of course, it's a place where people visit. And they go, and it's the food, they don't know how it grows. They don't know why it grows there, because it shouldn't. But that's how that legend started. So fairies start legends in history, in our topical history.
So why do you think children have such a connection then to fairies?
I think it's because they're magical. I think children love the whole aspect of magical. Even the naughty Tinkerbell, she was flying around and she was nosying into things, and she had her magical fairy wand, and she could change things. She could make life better. And I feel that that's what children look for. They love that magical aspect. They want to have superpowers. So when we think about boys, they'll be running around being, Superman or Batman, but girls will be fairy princesses. They combine it all together. I don't want to just be a princess. I don't want to be Cinderella. I want to be a fairy princess. I want to have the magical powers. I want to be the fairy godmother that can grant wishes and make my dreams come true. And I think that that's what captivates children, but it still captivates adults, because we have fairy cakes, we have fairy parties.
We do.
Yes, we do.
In fact, even our beautiful Bonita Danger Doll that's performing today, she does children's parties and she dresses up as a fairy. Fair to say, I think there's a few men probably would love her to dress up as a fairy if they come along to her party as well. But it's just embracing that, and it makes you smile.
It makes you smile, and it makes people feel happy. And I think it's just hoping that, yes, we can have our dreams come true. I think that's what really captivates people. And of course, people collect fairy items. I mean, there's fairy statuettes everywhere, fairy pictures, fairy objects. And people feel that brings them luck if they bring them into their home.
And we've even got a fairy Bible.
We've got a fairy Bible. It gives you the whole history. It would tell you about that lovely minister in Aberfoyle who was kidnapped, and about the different aspects of where the whole fairy legend comes from, but also the different types of fairies. So if you want someone to help you with your housekeeping, ask for the fairies to come and help you tidy up.
I need a couple of them. Or maybe just one. I'll just be grateful for one fairy to do my cleaning. What is the card?
So the card for today is assertiveness. Stand in your own power. Get the fairies to help you to find your voice and speak up for what you feel is right. So assertiveness.
I love that word. Not aggressiveness.
No.
Assertiveness. That's wonderful. Thank you, sweetheart. Now, what's next week? What are we covering next week?
I think we're covering the phoenix.
Oh, the phoenix. Love it. Oh, a bit of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Oh, rising from the phoenix net. Good on you. Thanks so much, Phyllis. Radio. Now stay with us, because after the break, we are joined by Western Jewellers, where I'm out on location for a bit of bling, and Mark is here from Staywell Pharmacy.
A kiss. On the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are.
Yes, diamonds are your best friend. They can be your bad friend as long as you get some diamonds. It's the main thing. I was down on location with West End Jewellers, and today we're talking about vintage. What is it? We're down on location at West End Jewellers with the wonderful Claire, who's going to educate us today, Claire.
I am. I'll try my best.
In your store, it's quite amazing the amount of vintage antique jewellery you have.
Yes, so everything on one half of our store, it takes up pretty much half of it, is vintage antique jewellery. It's something that we specialise in and have done for a really long period of time now. A lot of people really admire it because you get that sort of sense of good quality, but also almost like a one-off type feeling.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So let's educate me.
Yep.
What is the difference between vintage and antique?
Okay, so vintage, essentially it translates to being a pre-loved item. So I've got two here that I'll show you.
Okay.
Antique essentially translates to being over 100 years old. So
Right.
you can't call something an antique if it's not over that 100-year-old period. So when you go to vintage, so like this one for example, you've got old cut stones in there, however without a hallmark. I can't date it, so I can't actually tell you that it's over 100 years old, even though we can tell by styling, old cut stones and things like that, that it is a vintage piece.
Right.
So that falls into that category.
Okay.
If you look at this one on the other hand, it's got a hallmark on the inside, which tells me that it is dated from Birmingham, so that's where it was made, and it was 1897.
And you get that all from a hallmark.
All from a hallmark, so 4 little pictures inside a ring that tell me that it was made in Birmingham and that it was in 1897 that it was put together.
It's quite incredible, really,
It is
isn't
quite cool.
Yeah. And next to it, this is a beautiful bracelet.
Yeah.
So this is...
So this one here is also falls into the antique period.
Okay.
So this is Chester, and it's 1912. So it's just had its, what is that, 103
Yes.
years old.
My
so it's just had
goodness.
its 103rd birthday. And it's lovely. It's set with the rubies and diamonds.
That's
in
gorgeous.
there.
Can I just hold that there?
Yeah,
So that's
go for it.
rubies that are in it.
Yep, and then your old cut stones in there. So they're all, an old cut stone is where it's almost just polished on this facets without being shaped to a round brilliant or anything like that.
It's quite incredible. I suppose people love the story when they're buying an antique piece. They love to hear the story of where it's come from, I guess.
Yeah,
or-
absolutely. I mean, sometimes I wish they could talk, honestly, because the stories are, if it's come from Chester and here it is in Christchurch, New Zealand, it's,
Yeah.
I
How
would
did it
love
come here?
Exactly. How did it get here?
Now I am a girl and I do like my diamonds, and my eye is going to the end there. That is
Right to
quite
our biggie.
beautiful.
Yeah, so this one as well, it's in 14 carat, which does put it into an unusual category. There's not a lot that's done
Right.
in 14 carat. Being that it's 14 carat, it's probably American. But it also falls into that vintage category. It's not hallmarked, so we don't know how old it is exactly.
It's quite delicate though, isn't it?
It is, it's lovely. It's really intricate.
And look at that there. So this here, how many carats is the diamond?
So the total diamond weight in that one's 2.45 carat.
That is substantial. You said American there. Americans love their big rings.
Big bling, lots and lots of shine and sparkle.
Are we getting that way, do you think, one day?
I think we will one day, although I still come across a lot of, especially New Zealand women, we do a lot in 9 carat because we're really hard on our jewellery.
Right, okay.
But a lot of New Zealand women want something that's quite different. They don't want to do the celebrity fad thing.
Okay.
So it just depends on what you're really wanting. I still get people that want the big bling.
If we do have some vintage, or if we believe it's vintage or
Yep.
antique,
Yep.
can we come down to West End Jewellers for you to have a
Absolutely.
look at? 'Cause
Yep.
it might not be our cup of tea, Claire.
No, oh, exactly. No, absolutely. And we have people that bring in boxes of stuff for us to look through. Not all of it is worth anything, but hey, it's worth asking. So if it has a hallmark, as I say, we can date it, we can tell you. And then you may be able to find out actually it comes from great auntie who brought it over when she moved here in, I don't know, 1940 or something.
And another great idea, and in the next few weeks we're going to be meeting Matthew, one of your jewellery
are,
makers.
yes.
And that gold can be melted down and created into something amazing and remodelled.
You keep the sentimental value then of the item, but you get something new that you will actually wear and enjoy and love, and we can set stones and go through that whole process. So yeah, it's exciting. You can actually enjoy a piece if you're not enjoying it currently.
It is exciting. Well, to a classic Claire and a vintage Andrea, this is West End Jewellers. Make sure you come down here on Colombo Street. And there we are, West End Jewellers, 421 Colombo Street, Sydenham. Here's a little tip. If you go down to the Sydenham Bakery, look over the road, and that's exactly where it is. Phone 03 366 5475, westendjewellers.co.nz. Well, there's no point having a big diamond on your ring if you sneeze and it flies off.
That's a nice
And it could. It could though, couldn't it?
It could.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Hey, thank you so much. And it is perfect timing at the moment, because I'm sure a lot of people have seen the weather change and the old sniffy red eye thing happening.
All the daffodils are coming out and the pollen. And so we're going to talk basically about allergy and cover a few aspects of allergy and try and give people some options as how they can control their allergies and maybe make a difference. So firstly, I guess, why do allergies happen? And
why do they, Mark?
Well, there tends to be... the school of thought on that tends to be a movable feast, but ultimately it's either that you got exposed to a substance before your body was ready to be exposed to it, such as nuts, young kids getting that, or you didn't get enough exposure at the right time. And this is where we're using, too many sprays and we're making sure the kids don't go and play in the dirt and all this, and getting exposed to these allergens at the appropriate time. But also we're not looking after our own personal bacterial states in our bodies, so particularly our gastrointestinal tract. And I was watching a program just last week, and they're talking about kids aren't getting enough bugs and they're not getting enough. So we're actually, in some cases, we're predisposing our children because either we're removing stuff they should be exposed to at the right time, or we're giving too much at the wrong time. Now, to some degree, though, then people go, well, great, what can I do about that? That's happened.
Done dusted.
And then they go off to the pharmacy or the doctor and they get their antihistamines, which we've got some there, or they get their steroid sprays to damp down the inflammation. And they do that year after year after year. And that's great for the pharmaceutical industry, and as a pharmacist, I suppose I should be grateful for that. But actually, I'd rather people were a bit more autonomous and had some opportunity to do some other things. So obviously, if you know the things that you're allergic to, then you obviously want to try and reduce your exposure to those things.
Right.
So if you know that the silver birch trees upset you, it's a bit tough if it's in your neighbour's property, but if they're in your property, you need to think about those things.
Don't chop them down.
No, but you need to manage that. Maybe move instead. But one of the things I'm a big fan of, sinus rinsing. So obviously the mucous membranes in the nose and sinuses are very sensitive, and one of the ways that you can change your allergies is to just keep rinsing those areas and keeping them refreshed, because inflammation's the enemy here. And so it's not just about dampening them down and getting them to a point that you're prepared to put up with it, but it's about actually managing that inflammation, because inflammation is key to all other diseases. And so the nasal rinse is a non-drug, very easy way of doing that. You can use food as medicine. And one of the ways you can do that, you've got like your herbal formulas here. So you've got some Romania and basil skullcap and eyebright, manuka honey, these sorts of things. The Congest X, you've got your garlic, your fenugreek. This is useful in winter, but this is helping the nasal passages and the mucous membranes in the chest stay fluid so you're breathing properly, because the other nasty about allergies is that if you're all bunged up in the nose, you start mouth breathing, then you're going to start inhaling bugs, end up with a chest infection. And that's often why people say, it's gone from my head to my chest. We've also got, these other formulations, turmeric. fantastic anti-inflammatory. So if your body is actually inflamed and you reduce that inflammation, then you're going to reduce the ceiling. I guess it's like if you stand on the floor and touch the ceiling, it's a long way, but if you stand on the bench, it's closer. So if you can reduce your inflammation,
it's a great analogy.
then the total ability is lessened. Dairy products may be a problem. It's suggested that it causes inflammation of all mucous membranes and glands, so getting those down. And this amazing product that I'm just going to talk about, it's a powdered quail egg. In 1970s, a French scientist discovered that the farmers on the quail factories, or the farms, had less allergies. So this is a powdered thing, works in 15 minutes. So if you suddenly get, oh my gosh, I'm all wheezy and sneezy, the cat's there, you can pop one of these, and in 15 minutes, they reckon, it actually encases the allergens and reduces that. It can be used for pregnant people, young children, because it's just powdered, except of course you had an allergy to eggs, you couldn't use it.
No, but apart from that, that's fantastic.
That's a useful
Thank
product.
you so much. And as always, if you do require more information, Mark and his team are more than happy to sit down with you and have a chat and talk about how you can stay well. Stay Well Pharmacy, 27 Sheens Road in Hornby. Live well, stay well, staywell.co.nz, a fantastic website. Radio, stay with us. After the break, the beautiful Bonita Danger Doll is in the studio, and we are sailing with Pleasant Point Yacht Club. Never thought to have Barry Manilow on the show, but she is a star. That is Bonita Danger Doll, and here she is now performing I Got Trouble, and this is especially for Dave on Camera One.
Trouble, always knocking at my door. Yeah, I'm a whole lot of trouble, baby, like a kid in a candy store. Well, I'm nothing but trouble, baby, not since the day that I was born. Ooh, well, I'm as good as it ever gets. Give you something you won't forget. If you wanna spell trouble, babe, well, send out an SOS. 'Cause baby's got something you just can't ignore. And yeah, it sure is likely, baby, you'll keep on coming back for more. Ooh, I got a wicked taste for trouble, and I'm never satisfied. Yeah, I'm a whole lot of trouble, baby, and my evil ways can't hide. Oh my. Well, I'm itching for some trouble, baby, every single day that I'm alive. Baby, do, yeah. Come on, baby, come on, darling, come on, sugar. Oh yeah. Now listen, can't you see the way I move? Can't you read it in my hips? There's a lot that's going on in my pocket full of tricks. I got secrets up my sleeve, if you know just what I mean. I got places you've never been, and take you out of your skin. Well, I'm trouble. trouble, trouble, baby, always knocking at my door. I'm a whole lot of trouble, baby, ooh, since the day I was born.
Health and safety should be in the studio. Obviously had to pick Dave up off the floor and put him back on camera one. Thank goodness we continue the show. Now, sailing is a lovely way to relax after that beautiful song, and joining me now is Nigel Humphreys from the Pleasant Point Yacht Club. How are we? It's been a few months, but 10 months since the last time you've been here.
Yes, I've
and a
been
lot of
before.
progress has been made.
That's right. Yeah, and just a few weeks ago we opened for our 95th season. That's 95 years sailing on the estuary. One of the oldest clubs, not quite the oldest.
Right.
But that was a great day, although we didn't get to sail. It was terribly cold. But we were able to open a brand new ramp, brand new launching ramp, gained through funding through Canterbury Earthquake Appeals Trust and great help from Fulton Hogan Construction.
They're a great team there, aren't they, really?
Yes, they did all the work on it.
So really the journey was 3 steps, wasn't it?
Yes.
Nigel, first of all being
Able
getting
to
down there.
Absolutely, being able to get into the South New Brighton domain, because we were the only yacht club that was demolished after September 4. We were demolished in June the following year. So we were rather nomadic for a while, no home. And then in 2013 we were given approval to go to South New Brighton domain, or South New Brighton Park as it's called by the City Council. And we established a temporary container facility down there, step 1. Step 2 was getting a new ramp built, and step 3 is our new building. Now the building has been completely designed and developed. It's about 90% done. We've yet to do the final details. But that was done so that we could go to the council for an application for a lease to lease a bit of land in the park and then start construction.
And hopeful that will come through the next few months?
In the next few months we hope to have the nod on the lease, and then we move on with the finalising the building and getting that developed.
We've sent through some shots, and let's have a look at them and see exactly the progress that has been made, which is just wonderful. So here we are. Well, so that's a perfect day, isn't it?
Absolutely, that's a lovely day. That was last season, sailing on the estuary in our open event, the Sullivan Cup. And just in the background behind the yachts is actually our venue on the shore.
Oh,
The new ramp,
the ramp.
brand new ramp, opened just a couple of weeks ago. Boats backing down there. You can see a bit of bunting around the ramp, and we had Michael Fulton from Fulton Hogan, together with a couple of our young ladies, cut the ribbon. Oh, there we are. Charlotte and Alice Barrett, 3rd generation members in the club. So there's grandfather, there's father, and now the girls in the club.
That's wonderful. That's a great story.
It is.
Really?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's our rigging area out the back of the containers. Nice grassed rigging area.
Well, touching on that, you said 3 generations. It is really a family sport as well.
Absolutely. You're never too old to sail. It just comes down to how flexible you are and how the joints can handle the climbing around a boat.
I don't think it matters what age that is, just quietly. Are you still looking for new members though?
Oh, certainly, yes. We're keen to entice people to come down and look at us and sail with us. We'd love to see people who've got a boat, already got a boat, that are having trouble getting to grips with it, want to learn a bit more. They're great candidates for joining Pleasant Point Yacht Club. And then the other ones are those that have never sailed before, where we can take them through Learn to Sail and move them on to learn to race, and then having a bit of fun around the buoys.
But it probably is a good thing though to go along to a course first. I mean, there could be a lot of people out there think, oh, I'd love to be a sailor. Oh, I'd love to have a... But once they get out there, it may not be for them.
Absolutely. A lot of people can be scared off too, particularly if Dad buys a boat because he thinks he's Captain Ahab or whatever.
Oh, really?
Takes the family
Midlife.
out.
Okay, yep.
Takes the family out. There's a crisis, and then the family don't want a bar of it afterwards. So what we want to do is get them all comfortable with sailing on the water,
And
enjoying
getting that confidence as well.
Yes.
How young can you sail from? What age?
It comes down to physique, but we think 7 or 8 is about the stage that you should start. We've had some that want to, arrive a lot younger,
and they're a little small for the physique. They can go out on a boat with someone, but they can't handle a boat on their own.
Okay, so what's coming up for the Pleasant Point Yacht Club?
Well, on the 4th of October we have a classic yacht race, which is an open event where we invite the Canterbury classic boat group down, and our own guys drag out their old boats, and we invite any yachty in Canterbury that's got a boat of a classic nature or vintage or veteran nature to come down and join in a day down there. We also invite some other guys with classic cars just to come down and sort of spread this feeling of old boats.
Yes, well, we need to touch on that. You just quietly told me a little bit about your interest, your classic cars. I'm quite interested in that. Thank you so much for joining us.
Right.
Wonderful images, congratulations. But keep in touch, love to hear once that lease comes through, and I'm sure it will, City Council. Once it comes through, it'd be great to hear how things progress from
Absolutely,
there.
and anyone can contact me, you know, if they want to learn more about the club.
Perfect. Good on you. Now
you.
stay with us after the break. Crafty Chickadee Sarah is here, and she has some blue pots. Interesting. And we're joined by the formidable Mark Hadlow for Blue September.
Me and you are subject to the blues now and then. I'm blue.
Is it Blue Car theme song? Yeah. Eiffel 65, I remember that when we were in London, but yeah. Ooh, bad times. But anyway, well, not good and bad, but anyway. Very cool indeed. Blue, and thank you very much, because we have the gorgeous Mark Hadlow after you. Lovely, and you've really embraced the whole blue. You are thinking blue today. You've got a blue car, which is a good start. Pots.
Yep, I'm into recycling. The joys of being unemployed is that that you tend to start being a bit of a vulture and sort of salvaging and making do with what you can. And I'm absolutely loving the garden this year. So it's all about life and encouraging new life, fresh life. So
I love your honesty.
I am quite good at killing plants as well, but the joy is with plants, you can always buy a new one or cut a new cutting and grow a new one.
Exactly, exactly. Good on you.
So we'll quickly just... Spouting is a trend this year.
Okay.
And what I've done with this one is I've spray painted it purple, because I've got a lot of dark brown in the garden.
Yeah.
And purple looks fantastic with the colours of red and green for strawberries.
It's quite intense, isn't it?
So basically something like this, if you are painting spouting, if you've ever tried to paint spouting, it's a nightmare.
Okay.
The trick is
Can't say I have actually, just quietly.
No, I don't think you would have. The trick is acetone. What acetone does is, quite often you think it will melt plastic. What it does is it alters the surface, the molecular structure of the surface. I've read this. And it enables the paint to stick.
Okay.
So those colours will last you for quite a while.
So do you just brush it over or wipe it over?
You wipe it over with a rag.
Okay.
And then basically you need to glue on your ends.
Right.
And then you can spray paint it. Just lots of thin coats. Drill some drainage holes in the bottom, quite important, otherwise your strawberry plants will swim and drown.
Right, that's not very nice.
Right. So that's quite a fun way. Don't make them too big, because by the time you've got wet dirt in them, they become quite heavy.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So that's that way.
Love it, so simple.
The other way is these plastic pots that quite often you end up with stacks of at home that just get a little bit boring. So what you can do is you can paint them up to give them this nice trendy effect that people are doing on their walls and on paintings, all sorts of things.
That's cool.
Just with masking tape, spray paint.
Oh, we like spray paint. We like tape.
So with this, you're giving it a clean with some isopropyl alcohol.
Okay.
And again, that just sort of cleans off the
Again,
surface.
there. Rightio.
Yep. So that will clean off the surface. Then literally you are just using your masking tape.
And doing whatever design you can do whatever you like, really.
Yep, you can do stripes. Just got to be careful going round, because most pots aren't square. So if you want to do stripes round, it's quite difficult.
Oh, okay. Just don't go there.
Graphic is much better.
Yeah, that's right. It's forgiving. Okay.
And what you can do is you can, with this, you can just rip it.
Right.
You need to make sure that it's well stuck down.
Yeah.
Because if your edges don't stick, it will bleed underneath.
There's a lot of fairs happening at the moment, Sarah. Have you noticed that? There's a lot of signs of fairs. This would be quite a cheap...
Yeah, I'm doing one at Wood End
next
weekend.
Oh, love, you have to stop around for a cup of tea. Are you just? All right. But seriously, though, as you said, a lot of people got those around home, but for no cost, and you could sell them off, couldn't you, really?
So what I would get you to do, or maybe I'll do it while is you're basically just peeling off.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, uncover. There you go.
Oh, look, we'll just reveal.
And then you'll hit another bit of masking tape.
We'll go there. Oh, thanks, Dougie, laughing in my ear. Yes, I'm a bit unco. Rightio, so that's quite simple and relatively easy to do. And then what the plants, you've got holes in the bottom of these ones here. Oh God, what am I doing, Sarah? I am mucking it up, thanks Doug. That's not very cool at all. So could you do different colours though?
Yeah.
As well, not just sticking to the one?
You don't have to spray paint, you can use an outdoor paint, or like I've got heaps of Martha Stewart paints at home. So you can do different colours.
Name dropping, love.
Oh, branding.
Do you have to use Martha Stewart?
No, Martha Stewart's just an indoor-outdoor one, and it's one I've got a whole range of colours of at home.
No, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
You can have your own range, unemployed one. Sarah, craft the chickadee. And then we are. And then, is there anything else you need to do before we put the plants in, apart from the dirt and obviously all that
usually
jazzy?
you'd put some stones in the bottom for a bit of drainage.
Oh, is that what it's for? For the drainage underneath it?
Yeah, just encourages the drainage. I'm no expert, I'm learning. Every year I learn a little bit more about
but I love it. And you're embracing the whole reuse as well, because you said recycle, but reusing.
Well, it's like these.
Yeah.
You know, rather than throwing them out and filling up a bin full of plastic, I'm very much for reusing.
That's cute. I
And
think that's very cool
gifting
indeed.
to friends.
Really? Gifting? Not
absolutely.
re-gifting?
No.
Check out Sarah's, okay. Well, this is nice though, because it's something that you can give at Christmas. Or Christmas is, oh God, it's 100 days till Christmas.
I've basically got a friend's house worth of spouting because her house has just been demolished.
Right.
So I'm making her some planters so that she can have strawberries at her rental property, and then she can take them back to her place. With her deck, we ripped up the deck and we're going to make her some planter boxes out of the deck, so that she can have those back as well.
That's awesome. So you said you're going to Wood End.
Yeah,
give them a plug.
The Wood End Market. So it's the New Zealand Daffodil Flower Show as well, and it's next Saturday and Sunday. I think it's Saturday afternoon. I'm going to be there on Sunday, 10 till 4.
There you go. You can see her in the flesh, or hopefully not actually, but maybe covered up a little bit. That is very cool indeed, and I didn't even steal your glue, so there you go. Good on you. Rightio. Now, it is time for Mark Hadlow, but first, a wonderful campaign. He is the face of Blue September. Check this out.
Gentlemen, it's Blue September. Let's talk about your prostate check. The easy one is the blood test, but you really should go all the way and get the finger. Awkward. The prostate is an essential part of a man's sexuality. It's only about the size of a walnut, but it can cause an awful lot of grief. Prostate cancer is the #1 cancer in New Zealand men. It kills about 600 of us every year. That's about the same number of women who die from breast cancer. Sometimes men notice that they may have trouble with their waterworks, but often there are no symptoms at all. Early diagnosis is key, and you can get tested. You can't die from embarrassment, but you can die from prostate cancer. Man up and give prostate cancer the finger. Have a chat with your health professional.
Whoa! And that came back.
That was I love it. Good conversation there. We were just talking about something that was good.
That was
I'm so glad you were there for that.
Oh, thank you.
Because, it's so good to hear that back, because that really spoiled it. We can't tell them what we're talking about.
Well, no, we can't. But just saying that if you go to a performance, and especially if Mr. Mark Hadlow is there, I would not get your phone out. Do not get your phone out, or you could feel the wrath, which was good. So high five you, my friend, because she deserved every minute of it. But we're moving on now.
Yeah.
God, that was close. That was awesome.
Ooh, yeah.
Rightio.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Blue September, love. Do you like your blue gloves?
Well, you know what? When we did the ad on the day, and Graham and all the team were there, it was such a good. We had such a good experience, because we knew that we were making something that was going to be, for the first time, they've used this style of approach to our or the Blue September campaign, and I feel really privileged to be that. But it's a small part of it, because there are so many people working in the background.
Sure.
The board and all the people I met, and the guys, Buck Shelford, and I can't even off the top of my head. There's all the ambassadors. There's at least 15 of them.
For all those niches and those walks of life that they touch.
Everybody realises how important this is. It's 600 plus now. Men are dying from prostate cancer.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's right. I've got it here. 600 men die in New Zealand of prostate cancer.
And which is the same amount
of women who die from breast cancer.
Yeah.
But breast cancer seems to, I mean, I'm not saying it shouldn't, because it's
No.
absolutely boring, but what I'm saying is it's just as a bigger issue.
Exactly.
And the issue is, of course, our men. And this is not, and this is something we have to be aware of too when we're doing the campaign, is that we can't be too aggressive with the campaign, because we have many cultures and many other ethnicities in New Zealand.
That's true.
And we have to be aware of their background, how they talk about these things. We can't just, you know, because the Samoan community are very, very restrained on how they talk about things in public. You know, so we have to be aware about family. So we think that it's actually you Sheilas that can get the meat.
It is, but it is though.
Yeah, you know, the partners. It's really important.
The one that harps in their ear.
Yeah, so hey, go and get your prostate checked, you know, not just the PSA, get the finger.
Yeah, I know,
you
exactly, but that's it. Because men are so good at looking after the cars, the old warrant of fitness and getting it checked out. They're awesome at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're being really sort of generalised here, but it is important. And you know, the other thing too is the relationship with your doctor. It's you know, build that really strong relationship with your doctor, so that you can, whether male or female. I mean, doctors in New Zealand are very well trained.
Yeah, of course.
And we need to make sure that guys are not afraid to ask the doctor.
And also, just quietly, yours is your bits aren't as special as the other. They've seen a few of them.
Right, yeah.
You know, it's nothing.
You know,
let's not
I
be
mean,
precious.
No. And I mean, let's face it, it's a finger up the bum. It's as simple as that. I mean, what is that big deal?
Simple as that, love.
It is simple. It's a blue glove or a white glove, whatever it is, and you're closer to your doctor than you've ever been before. But do you know what? It's probably 15 seconds of uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
But with relief at the end of it, say, that's really good. You know, I mean, you know, I have it done every year.
Yeah.
And you know, and my prostate is got bigger. There's no doubt about it. With age, your prostate enlarges.
Yeah.
And
that's just reality.
That's just reality.
Yeah.
And the issue is that it's the other pressures that it puts on other parts of your body. My specialist explained it to me very well. She said, this is really important because it's putting pressure on your bladder, and your bladder is if that goes, you're
in fact, that's a good tip, is if you are going to the toilet a lot and more frequently, and I'm sure there's a lot of men and wives, partners that know that.
Because your bladder is like, you know, your bladder issues and all that. Because I mean, it's, you know, it's fantastic. Anyway.
There's a whole different show apart from Lycra.
That's a whole different show. I mean, we could talk about that forever.
Yeah.
But it's so important to get the message out there. I want guys in New Zealand, and in any relationship, you know, this is not just about heterosexual relationships. This is about every relationship in New Zealand, you know. Men should be encouraging men to go and get their partners to go and get checked. It's really important.
Because at the end of the day, if you don't, and you do go undiagnosed or too late, what's the end result?
Sarah before was talking to me in the green room. She said her uncle, and this is a long time ago, before all this Blue September stuff came out.
Exactly.
He went and got his prostate checked, and he found that he had an issue, and they saved his life.
And that's a good story.
It's a great story.
But there's a lot of
there's a lot
sad
of bad stories
out
and it's
there.
not just an age thing.
No, it's
this
not.
can happen, you know, to younger men as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, you know, think of it as a relief of life, as saving your life.
But it is your life.
It is
and
your
it's
life.
your family. Do you want to see your children? Do you want to walk your daughter down the aisle? Do you want to be there?
And,
you know, I mean, all these things. September.org, blueseptember.org.nz is the website for prostate cancer. On there, it's very informative. It's not scary, it's very informative. But I encourage you, there's also a free calling number, 0800 477 688. Don't be afraid. My God, he's just talked about someone sticking up his bum.
Yeah,
hello, we're talking about on telly. You man
Get
up.
the finger. Yeah, actually, and seriously, just talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor, or talk to your partner. Talk to anyone.
Yeah,
just talk to another bloke. You know, I mean, that's what got me into mammal, because I had a discussion with the guys who I was riding with, and they spoke about health, business issues, relationship problems. It was completely a mind opener, and that's where it all came from. So.
And there we are. And he did a great little plug there, but you know, just quietly.
Head down
and see this man a bit of Lycra. It's quite low down. Court Theatre, just mammal. Fantastic, great. Blue September.
Go and get it. Go and get it.
Hey, stay with us after the break. We're stepping back in time with Diane Ramsey. Metropolitan is here.
If I could turn back time, if I could find...
Well, we are turning back time with Diane Ramsey. Welcome back. How was your holiday?
Oh,
Really lovely, really lovely. I'm sorry I haven't got my blue gloves.
You should be sorry, actually. I was just thinking about that. I was looking at this implement and thinking,
yes,
we could. We could.
Now just come.
No blue glove on it though, but
no,
yeah.
Move along.
We'll move along.
Look,
we'll move along.
Before
We're in
we
the
start,
kitchen.
could I say thank you to the lovely gentleman who came in and gave me some Crownland tam o'shanter. Thank you very much. He came in when my friend was minding the shop for me, but wouldn't even take the price of a cup of coffee.
Are you serious?
Yes,
what was his name again? Let's do another.
He didn't give a name, but he I had driven there to donate this tam o'shanter bits and pieces.
Sweetie.
Very nice. And then last week I had a wonderful lady called Glenys who came and told me all about her life story. She worked very hard and been very successful, and gave me two lovely little boxes of silver spoons that she'd had as a wedding present in 1964. So thank you, Glenys. I tried to pay her, but no, she just wanted me to have them.
Oh, what a sweetie.
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely. There's some good people out there.
All watching your program.
Oh, thanks, love. I'll keep you on. Well, at least the end of the program. So... This is cool because I'm looking at this. I'm thinking of my nana, and she taught me how to bake. So let's
you know all about
I do
it.
know a bit of this, and I love this. First of all, do we know what this is?
It's a dough cut.
Yeah, it
You
is.
put the flour, then you put the butter, and you cut the butter in for your scones.
Yeah, that's right, because it gets all mucky and messy when you're going like that. That helps things. It's very cool indeed. Oh, looks like Wolverine
All
for
right,
a bit there too.
what's this then?
Oh, I'm thinking something naughty, but no, it won't be that. Yes.
It's a grapefruit knife.
Oh.
And you put it down inside the skin of the grapefruit, and it's split there, so you put it down over that little membrane, and you go all the way around. Of course, you've got nothing better to do with your time, and you prepare your breakfast grapefruit so that every little segment can be lifted out without squirting you in the eye. And that, my dear, I'm sorry to disappoint you, was an old apple corer.
Oh, wow,
And you know,
Needs
they
must.
used to core a little apple and put it on a string round the baby's neck so it didn't drop its little apple that it was.
Are you serious?
Peel and core it, and then it could mumble-chumble. And
Goodness. Okay. Yeah, well,
the mother-in-law's weapon.
And a baby version.
Yes.
That is very
Well, you had
cool.
to bring up your girls properly. But do you know they were white pine? And white pine was what they made the butter boxes out of, New Zealand white pine, because it's got no odour. So it didn't contaminate the butter, and
of course, yuck.
yes, and it's got a lovely fine grain, and it doesn't contaminate you.
Lovely.
Just an example of the lovely old. I heard you say cinnamon oysters.
Cinnamon oysters. Nana used to make those and put mock cream in the middle.
Oh, they were gorgeous.
Mum,
were,
hint,
why
can
were
make me
they
some?
all
Probably
this
not. Yep.
size? I don't know.
No,
I used
lovely.
to use them for toffee suckers. Remember the toffee suckers?
Yes. At the
For
school fair.
fairs.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Glass lemon squeezer, wonderful. You've all seen the toasty pie maker, which we put on our open fires. This has been a camping one.
Has it just? Can we just have a look? See, we'll just pull it out. It's very cool indeed. Crikey, that's been a bit of love, isn't it? Look at that.
That's big enough. You could
That's
put a
quite
whole egg in there, see?
It's a small toaster, isn't it? You have to make a few. God, you'll be
Fat
there all
though.
night. Okay, right, let's move along.
And, of course, the very old mincer, which most people who come in for these want them for the
Power patties.
They do.
I was going to say, Mum's got one like that.
And
too.
the
Yum.
sugar bag, oh dear, sugar
okay.
bag oven cloth. Now, what did you say when I brought
Sugar
this
bag
out?
cloth.
You said
A suet pudding.
suet pudding.
I never ate it, but Nanny used to do it though.
Now,
But
who
it's
would
cool.
know what suet is these days?
You can still buy it.
Of course you can.
Well, what is it? What is
Animal
suet?
fat.
It's animal
the fat,
fat, isn't
from round kidneys, I think.
Yum, you're really selling it.
And it came in boxes, and it was big lumps of white stuff, but it made a wonderful steamed pudding.
We can still do steamed pudding in them though.
Oh, yes. You can do steamed pudding with baking powder. How are we
Okay.
going? Now, this is a treasure of my collection.
You're really going to have to beat it now, love, because we're going soon.
Righto. That's lovely. Look, I can't get enough of these. Everybody loves them. They've stopped making
Okay,
them.
rightio, you heard that. Diane needs a good beating, a beater, that's right. Metropolitan, corner of Fitzgerald Ave and Hereford Street. Phone 021 1491 330. You can see the hours there. The website is richpolitan.co.nz. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been great fun. Loved it. On Monday, it is good fun. On Monday we have the police. And Kabian News, Brent Lattimore. Have an awesome week and we'll do it all again on Monday. See you.